Hey guys, I'm going to be going live here in a second. Sorry, just read some text messages. I'll go live in a few minutes. Just going to make some few notes here. Okay, guys, I will begin. I want to encourage everybody to um, pull out their Bibles if they can, if they have one, just as a devotional, as a time to kind of focus on the Lord. I want to do this every single morning that I can to be able to encourage you guys, encourage anybody, encourage myself. And what spurred this devotional this time on this morning was I was talking with a young man, and he was telling me about this desire, this hope that he had. He's a baby Christian, and this desire that he has that there would be. Sorry, Jamie. I'm trying not to look at the chat. I appreciate it. It said start over. I just started, man. But I was talking with this young man who was saying like that he hopes that once a good moral person dies, that God will give him a second chance. And hey, Noah. And it's just this kind of thing where he wants to believe that there's a second chance at grace after we die. And it kind of got me thinking that I thought, man, how do I explain this in a way that he is receptive to? Because that's not a reality. That's not a biblical reality. God's grace, or he would just not be just if he allowed that. There would be no need for Christ's sacrifice. But I think really what he misunderstands is the deceptiveness of sin. And that's what I want to kind of get to this morning. And I was thinking it was in Hebrews chapter 3. I'm reading it right now from the ESV. And it says in verse 13, "But exhort one another every day, as long as it is called today, that none of you may be hardened by the deceitfulness of sin." And it kind of got me thinking, like, how deceptive is the sin in our lives? Or how do we view the sin in our lives? See, we lose sight of the sinfulness of sin or the evil of evil and when we do, we're vulnerable to how seductive the lies of temptation can be. And perhaps this is one of the reasons why I think there's stories like this in the Bible. And Paul David Tripp kind of mentions this for today, and I wanted to kind of encourage people. And it says this in Mark chapter 9, verses 14. It starts in verse 14. It's kind of this amazing story of Jesus interacting with his disciples. He says, "And when they came to the disciples, they saw a great crowd around them, and scribes arguing with them. And immediately all the crowd, when they saw him, were greatly amazed, and ran up to him and greeted him. And he asked them, what are you arguing about with them? And someone from the crowd answered him, Teacher, I brought my son to you, for he has a spirit that makes him mute. And whenever it seizes him, it throws him down, and he foams and grinds his teeth and becomes rigid. So I asked your disciples to cast it out, and they were not able. He answered them, O faithless generation, how long am I to be with you? How long am I to bear with you? Bring him to me. And they brought the boy to him, and when the spirit saw him, immediately it convulsed the boy, and he fell on the ground, and he rolled about, foaming at the mouth. I'm going to continue. And Jesus asked his father, how long has this been happening to him? And he said, from childhood, and has often cast him into fire and into water to destroy him. But if you can do anything, have compassion on us and help us. And Jesus said to him, if you can, all things are possible for one who believes. Immediately the father of the child cried out and said, I believe, help my unbelief. And when Jesus saw that a crowd came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, you mute and deaf spirit, I command you, come out of him and never enter him again. All right, so he continues. I'll end on this little section. After crying out and convulsing him terribly, it came out, and the boy was like a corpse, so that most of them said, he is dead. But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he had entered the house, his disciples asked him privately, why could we not cast it out? And he said to them, this kind cannot be driven out by anything but prayer. Now, this is a really often quoted, misused passage in the Bible to talk about demonic possession, to talk about laying hands on people, and it really is talking about the deceptiveness of sin. In stories like these, God is lovingly confronting us with these two things: the shocking evil of evil, and the only place where deliverance from it can be found. Not in us, but in Christ. Examine the crazy graphic descriptions of what evil is doing to this boy. I mean, it's casting him into fire, it's casting him into water to try to drown him and kill him, right? Nothing good ever happens when evil is in control of a person's heart. Think about it that way. When you are interacting in your day-to-day, nothing good is going to happen when you are being controlled by evil, right? When you're being controlled by your lusts, name one good thing that happens. When you're being controlled by your pride, name one good thing that's happened. When you're being controlled by your selfishness, when you're being controlled by your flesh, name one good thing that's happening from that. Absolutely nothing, right? And so sin really is a scary, horrible thing. We don't really realize it. We don't recognize how gross it is, right? We kind of interact our day, we go about our day every single day thinking, I'm really not that bad today. Right? I'm really not that horrible. There's nothing wrong with me. And you have this story of this boy who's getting thrown into the fire. And we kind of take this story and say, oh, this is about possession, demonic possession. No, this has everything to do with sin. And when sin is controlling us, and when sin is controlling this boy, the evil of evil, and it just kind of consumes us. It consumes us to the degree that it makes us believe it's not that bad. Right? Pride, if I'm being controlled by my pride, it's not that big of a deal. In fact, the world is yelling at us to be controlled by our pride, right? To trust ourselves when we're going through certain situations. In fact, Proverbs 28:26 talks about whoever trusts in his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered. So you have this reality of, man, when I'm controlled by my pride, I'm a fool, and I forget that. And so you have this situation where Jesus confronts him with two things, right? Nothing good happens in our lives when we are controlled by evil, right? Sin is super scary. We can't just read this story and wonder, right, if evil is so evil after all, right? It's ugly, it's disgusting, it's horrible, it's destructive. It cannot be minimized, right? This story is meant to put this dread in our hearts of the sin that is going on, right? But it's also meant to do a lot more, right? So I do want to focus on this part just a little bit longer, right? What is it in our lives that we try to justify to do, that we know is wrong, and yet we're justifying it, right? One man I knew, I was counseling, forgot to trust in the Lord with all of his heart, and he leaned on his own understanding, and he felt sorry for himself in the marriage that he was in. And so he justified having an affair because he felt like he gave so much to the world that the world wasn't giving enough to him. So he had an affair on his wife, right? And you kind of look at this sort of situation, you kind of go, wow, like what an idiot, right? Why would anybody ever do something like that, right? Thanks for the follow. Arizona rice cake, I think, as a nice. But why would anybody do, how would you justify that sin? How could you? And it's crazy to me how we kind of get to this point where no matter what we do, we look at other people and go, man, they're dumb. They're idiots. Like how could they justify the sin that's in their life? Like why would they do something like that? Right? And we kind of get controlled by this self-righteousness. Like I would never do anything like that. In fact, I preached on that this last weekend, like this idea of self-righteousness. And so we can't minimize this sin that's happening, but the story is meant to put this dread in our hearts. And we realize, God, there is nothing that I can do apart from you, right? So it's meant to assure us that delivering grace is a reality, though, right? That we are received into God's kingdom through Christ alone. But He is the only one that can deliver us from this evil, right? It says this kind, when Jesus says in Mark 9:29, this kind cannot be driven out by anything but prayer. Like, we kind of think, we just need to pray more, and then like this person will be delivered, right? But the reality is that it's what happens in prayer, like who intercedes for us in our prayers. It is Jesus, our high priest, who intercedes for us in our prayers, so that they are acceptable and pleasing to God. And so we can go boldly to the throne room of God when we pray because of Christ alone. So all of it is because of Christ and God's grace alone through Christ. And so we kind of have this thing where it cannot be driven out by anything but prayer. Yeah, through Jesus Christ. Right? So evil can only be mastered through Jesus Christ, but it can only be redeemed through Jesus Christ. In other words, the only way evil will not control us is through Jesus. Right? That's the only way evil will not control us, and that's through Jesus Christ alone. No matter how powerful the evil of evil is, right? God's delivering power is greater. No matter how gross our sin was yesterday, no matter how gross our sin was today, God's grace is bigger, right? And we kind of get that from this parable, or not this parable, but this story of Jesus interacting. And you kind of have this dad like, I believe, but help my unbelief. Like, I have no idea what's going on with my son, and he's getting thrown, and it's like, I'm at my wit's end. God, help me. And God's like, I am the actual only one who can, right? No goodness of your own. No goodness of my disciples. My disciples can't even help you. Right? And you had Paul, whose shadow would pass by people and they would be healed. Like that, not even that Holy Spirit power. It is only through Jesus Christ that this evil of evils can be conquered. Right? And we forget how much authority Jesus has even over our sin. Sometimes we think, God, how could you forgive me? How could you? My sin is so gross. We get to the other end of the spectrum. We first think that our sin isn't that bad, and then we kind of recognize sin. God, my sin is so gross. Like, at what point do I kind of need to sit back and go, man, God, I need help. And I can't do this. I can't make myself better. And Jesus says, you're right. I'm the only one who can, so stop trying. Lose yourself in me. Right? We should fear sin in a moral sense, but not this defeatist sense, because of the powerful delivering grace of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Do we live with that balance? And this kind of harkens back to this reality in 1 Samuel chapter 13. We see Saul do something completely wrong. Right? And his heart is deceptive. He's worried about these people who are going to come and conquer him, the Philistines. And he's at his camp, and you have the prophet not coming to his camp, and he's waiting on him, and he's kind of going, look, like, I don't know where Samuel's at, and I got to do stuff on my own accord. And so because I'm looking at the circumstances in my life and I'm judging God based upon my situation, like I'm just going to do it on my own. It's not going to be that big of a deal if I disobey God in this context. Right? And then you have the consequences of Saul's disobedience in the fact that he will no longer be king forever. His line will not be king forever. And that's when Samuel comes and talks to Saul and says, hey, there's another prince of the Israelites, and he's going to be king, and my line is going to be through David. And you kind of have this deceptiveness of like kind of going, so we go one of two extremes. It says we then have to burn those old photo albums and live in grace with Christ. What's up, Nate Pearson? It's good to see you on here, man. And so you just have this like overwhelming reality that God's grace is bigger than your sin, that he doesn't define you, that your sin isn't going to be following you, that it isn't going to be plaguing you unless you allow it, unless you want it to, unless you forget who Jesus Christ is. You will be thrown into that fire. You will be thrown into the water. Sin is going to try to destroy you. It is that disgusting. It is that gross. But Jesus Christ is bigger. And you've heard that before, but here's how. He is the only one able to save us from our sin. And that's something that we got to recognize every single day. And so I hope you guys are blessed. Something to remember as we go about our day. I know it's short, but I don't know if this time I'd love to interact with some of the people who have been in the chat room with Nate and Jamie and my son, Asian Rice Cakes. I'm just going to call you Rice Cakes. It's good to see you on here. Anybody else? Anybody have any questions or comments on that? I know that Nate and Jamie, you guys were a part of the what? Lightman? You kidding me? So good to see you. Lightman, Jamie and Nate, I guess I should say Nate Pearson and Long. Lightman is a guy named Josh who is way before you guys. He was the first ministry that I was really a part of. And he was my little brother, even though he was bigger than me. I actually dedicated, Jamie, you read the Remnant Path. I wrote that with Josh in mind. Josh is the one actually I wrote that for a long time ago before I published that book. The Remnant Path, yeah, that's right, Josh. Jamie loved the Remnant Path. I think Nate tried to go through it, but it was a little hardcore. Yep, on private first class still. That's awesome. Dude, we should try to do that. I was thinking actually about, it'd be kind of fun, Nate, if you want to join as well. It'd be kind of fun to do like a Bible study on here. I don't know if it's possible, and we all can kind of take turns leading it. But there's so much stuff you can do on here. Last hurdle in first class is to talk to a rando about Jesus. I know, and he never would, dude. I actually took you guys did I take you? Were you with Jake and I? I don't think Nate was with us because it was the staff for college group. But we went to the cemetery, and we jumped into the cemetery illegally at night in San Pedro. And I had everybody preach to the headstones because that's basically the world is dead, and only God has the power to raise a heart of stone to flesh. And so my son's all excited about me jumping into a cemetery late at night illegally with my students, but that's okay, Noah. Don't get caught on that. Caught on what we were doing. So sketch, yeah, super sketch. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I was looking at this Bible study. There's a really cool Bible study I have on Romans that I was thinking, man, it'd be kind of fun to do that on here. But I would only want to do that if we could all kind of interact, which through my Discord channel, we can all talk. I think up to 100 people can talk on that, so it'd be kind of fun to do that. But Josh, how are you doing, man? What have you been up to? I don't know if you're still on and watching, but man, it's good to see you on here. Halverson talked to someone randomly at LBJ's, was trying to figure out why. Later realized it was his last thing to do before you would test him. That's right, testing on private first class. I think I didn't even get to all of it. You're at work lurking. Nice. Okay. Lurk away. Noah recognizes lurking. That's great. But anyways, not to get all serious and we can talk about doing a study, but how deceptive is sin? Right? When you say trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, we think, oh yeah, that's good. But isn't like when we submit to sin, we're not trusting the Lord and that what He has is best for us? I think of you say, Jamie Long, you say, I'd be down to check Remnant Path later. That would be fun to go through Remnant Path. I don't know how we would do that. Dude, it's so hard. It's almost legalistic when I wrote it. I mean, I was pretty young when I wrote it, but um, it's a good tool to try to get you to memorize scripture. We were memorizing so much scripture. I don't know that it was enough gospel in it in the Remnant Path. It is great for college group kids, that's for sure. I just don't know that it's enough gospel saturation. Bushido. Hold on. Josh, I still have. Hold on, just a second. I'm gonna show you what Josh made me. I still have it, Josh. You're gonna go back. I'm not gonna revise that thing. I still have it on my bookshelf. Oh man, I dedicated it to Josh. Hold on. Let me show you one thing. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. So Josh, if you are still here, do you remember this? This one? This was, what was this? This was the first part. And this was, let's see, that was like the intro. And then this, like, do you remember this stuff? Oh, I don't even have the DVDs in here. I just have the cases. Where are all the DVDs? No. Oh no, I just have the cases. Oh, this sucks. But yeah, remember this one? You made this one. Has God really said, biggest and first lie that still deceives us? Yeah, Kenny, thanks for bringing us back. You're right. And that trust issue, that I'm still showing Josh these covers because he'll remember these. And just like trusting, okay, Lord, like, what is it that, remember these, Josh? Man, it's so cool to see these. Anyways, and then you also made me this, and I still have my business card from Southwest Community Church in here. Look at that, dude. This one still has the CD, and then the back. Look at that. Look at that picture. That's glorious. Is that a DVD or Switch game, right? I know. These were, where are these? I gotta open these up. Hold on, Kenny. I'm gonna get back to that comment. Oh my gosh, my business card. Gen X Director. Look at that. Look at that. Gen X Director. Oh, man. Didn't the church print these up for me? Yes, Noah. That's my son. Of course, my son comments on, was that your bleached hair? That was a picture of when I was dating your mom, okay? All right, yes, I had bleached hair. Thanks so much. I think Josh knew me with bleached hair, actually. That was old school. That was around 2000, 2001, 2002. God, I miss those days. It was so glorious. Gen Alpha. No, Gen X. Gen Omega. The Daydreams design is on my DeviantArt still. Oh, that's so cool, man. Memories. I love how in the cloud there's the finger kind of going up, pointing to God. Man, that's cool. Man, a lot of stuff has happened since then. Yeah, it's pretty cool what God is doing though nowadays. And I know that you have kids, you have a family, Josh, all this stuff. Nate, Nate, are you actually? For some reason, I thought you were having a baby, but I could be wrong. When are you guys thinking about starting a family, Nate? I don't know if you're still on here, but yeah, it's just good to kind of get people. I don't know if you guys know of anybody else on Twitch who's streaming, but this has been fun. I'd like to do it Tuesday through Friday. I don't think I'll be able to do it Saturdays. I know I won't be able to do it Sundays. Married, no baby, you're trying. Okay. All right, man. We'll keep trying. It's the best thing ever, as you know. You'll be a wonderful dad. Hopefully Arizona is treating you well. Josh, where are you at right now? Are you still in California? And where are your parents at? How's Dave Petrie doing? Man, Dave. Your mom was the sweetest. California, gotcha. So wait, you're still in Palm Desert? Are you still out there in the desert? 'Cause I go out there sometimes. I go out there to see my dad, visit my dad out in Indian Wells. No, HMU on Twitter later. Okay. All right. No worries. HMU, that's like a direct message, I'm assuming. You were always down with the lingo. I wasn't. HMU. Message you? No. H something. Cool. Well, which Twitch games are you guys playing? Hit me up. Gotcha. I'll hit you up on Twitter later. What games you guys? What game are you playing right now on Twitch? Because I've been streaming Cloudpunk. You guys ever seen Cloudpunk? My buddy Larry and I, who started in Twitch as well. He just bought Cloudpunk 2 nights ago or last night. He's loving it. It's this kind of futuristic type. Yeah, it is so much fun. It's just a mellow game along TV. It's just this. You're basically a delivery driver, but it's the story that kind of draws you in, and it's very intriguing. Although I'll be honest with you, I show it, never heard of it. It's on my Twitch channel. It's not that exciting. I'll probably play it this afternoon or this evening, but what I find, actually it's Friday night, so no, I probably won't be playing tonight. But it's just a fun game, the story. But what I just got, I wanted to say, I just got that HOTAS Thrustmaster for PS4 at Best Buy. It was on sale, and so I have the flight stick with the the thing that you kind of go forward. And I started playing Star Wars Squadrons, and I'm telling you, I know everybody's like, this is an old game. I bought it a while ago, but I didn't like it that much with my mouse and keyboard. And it is a game changer with the stick, the flight stick and everything. Like, it is so much fun. And no, you have to play it. Stop playing Call of Duty Warzone and play Star Wars Squadrons. You just got it from your dad as a gift? Dude, it is amazing. I'm not good at it, but dude, we need to play together at night. Like, it is so much fun. My backlog keeps growing. Jamie, it is, I've never played anything like that. I mean, FPS, I know you're good at FPS. You're like stupid good. You guys, if you don't follow Long TV, do that on Twitch. Like, he's an amazing, godly, awesome guy. In fact, Jamie, what are you doing Monday night? Ben told us a spiritual successor to Rogue Squadron on N64. Going to be streaming tonight. Okay. Shameless self-plug. Good. No, plug away, man. I love you as a person. But what are you doing? Yes, you're... Okay, fine. Not Warzone. No, you're playing Modern Warfare also now. So Monday night, Jamie, I might need some help for youth group. So my youth director... he called me. He's like, "Hey, I can't do this." And obviously, me being head of staff, I was like, "Okay, well, I'll maybe take it over." And so I kind of need some help Monday night, just as a random thing. I know you're not a member here, but I know you've been coming and you want to be a member at our church. So if you're busy on Monday night, I'll do a Mario Kart 8 stream and everyone come in the Discord, or Super Smash. That would be fun. I suck at Super Smash. I'm okay at Mario Kart 8. Like, I can beat Christian, my youngest, who's 9. He's super good. So we had like a back and forth. But Noah's pretty good at Super Smash. It'll be fun even if you suck. Oh, thanks. Yeah, can you do a raid since you're a Twitch affiliate? Can you set up raids, or you have to be an actual... oh my gosh, remember the Wii Olympics at the community center? I remember all that stuff, man. I was always a closet nerd. Just ask Josh. But I don't know how to... James Korlek versus Chris Knox. Oh, man, James has his second son. Just born. Second child, I should say. Oh, man, it's so good. I've been interacting with James a little bit. Just look behind me. Yeah, I know. I got Lord of the Rings. I got a lot of Star Wars stuff. And I even got a lot of board games. Of course, Josh. What are you talking about? This is nothing. But I got... Sorry, the reason why I'm looking over here is because the big screen, there's nothing on here. And so, yeah, that's why I'm doing that, which is similar to rating. Okay. All right, similar. So, Jamie, just set that up. Tell me what I need to do. I know that... I don't know if it's possible, though, for... You still have all of our folio and loader books? Oh yeah, Folio Society. Man, I was like, oh why? But you helped me out so much during that time because Kelly. So as a side, this isn't funny, but I got in a lot of trouble because I would spend a lot of money on books. I didn't have any control of my finances at the time, and even when I was a pastor at Rolling Hills Covenant Church, I just was not wise financially. I never got taught any finances, and so I spent a lot of money, and I got into probably a couple $1,000s worth of debt just by buying books. And I bought Folio Society. I also bought what's the Good Leather ones name? What's the publishing company for the Good Leather ones? But anyways, it's like a specific type of publishing company, and I got in a lot of trouble. And Kelly was super angry at me and said I needed to sell as much of it as I could to kind of make up for what I did. And I really appreciated her doing that. And Nate kind of like went to my rescue because he was making a lot of money at the time. So he bought like $1,000 worth of books. And then my dad I sold a bunch of books on eBay, got rid of a few things, and kind of got out of debt that way. But it was so stupid. But Nate was a huge blessing. So you still have those. And it's not, let's see, I have like one of them. Obviously, I still have a bunch, but it's Easton Press. That's right, Easton Press. So I have a bunch of those books still. Big library. Be right back. That's right, Easton Press. Kenny is texting me right now. What do you want, Kenny? What are you saying, bud? Did you just say Mike can't do your group? Are you talking just for this Monday? Yes. Yeah. He has to take a leave of absence this Monday for personal reasons, which I can explain later why. But so he's got to take some personal leave this Monday. It's a bummer because it was on the heels of him canceling last Monday as well because of July 4th. And so I wanted to see if I can get some help on Monday night. So I asked Larry. I knew that he's actually getting his second COVID shot, so he can't help out on Monday. I was thinking about doing a message, but also a laser tag, because Mike has all the laser tag stuff in my office. So I thought I'd kind of bring in some big guns and get as many people involved as possible for Monday night, just because there's not a lot of momentum with the youth, and they really need some leaders. There's a lot of holes in the youth ministry right now that I got to help Mike plug. We also need, like, obviously our nursery director. I got a meeting for our nursery director today. Just a lot of stuff, but it'll all work out. But yeah, man, it's good to see everybody on here. I could probably talk forever. Best youth group. Noah, do you still enjoy it, man? Do you still like going? I know you want more people to go. Josh, just so you know, I have a son in high school now. Right? That's how old I am. I have a son in high school, which is glorious. That's crazy. And he's awesome. No, if you do it. Not if I do it. Yeah, I know, Josh. I know. My son and I are very close, so I don't know what he's talking about right now. Best youth group, no, if you do it. Yeah, I mean, we probably should. I know, Nate, right? Noah's in high school. I know, that's crazy. I know. Sorry if you direct it. Yeah, no, I will. I'm not going to direct the youth group. No. Mike is still going to be fully in charge of this, Noah. I can't do that. I think he says it'll be the best youth group if you do it. Gotcha. Thanks, Josh. No, I know he always says that. He wants me, because he grew up with me kind of being college, at Rolling Hills. And then I was junior high school director or pastor at PCC. And now I oversee all of our staff and do all the counseling at our church here. So I haven't been directing since I've been at this church for the past 4 years. So it's a little. Oh, Josh, I miss you, man. I wish I could see you. If you're in PD, I would love to see you next time I'm down there. Let's grab some lunch. But yeah, I have ADD on this. I can't focus on what I'm doing. Josh, what do you Twitch? I miss you too, man. What do you Twitch? Nate, what are you playing right now? What video games are you playing right now? I already know what Jamie's playing. All he plays is Call of Duty. That's what he's going through, Call of Duty. And he plays a little bit of, I guess, Zelda from time to time on Ocarina of Time. But Josh, what are you playing, man? Are you playing? put New Morning Mercies away. Been reading Table Talk. I like Jackbox party games. I just downloaded Twitch to hear you, man. Miss you. Oh, that's awesome, Nate. Miss you too, man. I know you try to get together. I know I put a stiff arm out there for us to have a relationship at the end, but I promised there was a reason for it, man. And now I'm excited. I told you I was excited to see you next time, to hear all that God is doing. So what do you mean? What do you mean Jackbox party games? What's a Jackbox? I'm gonna look that up right now. Jackbox party games. So you have all 7. Long gone are quiet nights and watching the same old TV shows. Remember you don't know Jack. Blather around. Talking points. Huh. 5 new games. The Hit 3 Quick Flash. I don't know Jackbox party games. So you can get it on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. You can get it on all these, huh? Humble, Fanatical, Epic Games. Is it by Epic Games? All love, so much has changed. You play on your phone, but the game is hosted on a system. Remember, you don't know Jack. I do remember that game. Huh. I'll have to check this out. I love Neon Abyss. Have you seen Neon Abyss right now? I wonder if I can show it. They have trivia, drawing, guessing, pulling. It's crazy. You play on your phone. Gotcha. Okay. There's a game called Neon Abyss that I can't recommend. I know I've played it a little bit on my stream. It is so stupid fun. You just kind of upgrade. You try to get beyond where you were previously, and it's a lot of fun. So that one. I play Cloudpunk. I've been playing Star Wars Squadrons. Played a little bit of Jedi Order just because I wanted to see. You're all about Call of Duty, Nate? Yeah, greatest of all time. No, I love my son. That's awesome. I'm not a huge FPSer. Like I'm starting to try to play a little bit of Titanfall 2. But seriously, I've never played a single COD. Yeah, I played a little bit of the campaign right when I got it for Noah a couple days ago, Josh, but I'm not a big FPS guy. But first-person shooter, but I'm trying to play Titanfall 2. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the graphics. Remember, Josh, we used to have weren't you part of that? We used to have Xbox nights with Mark. Where we would have LAN parties or something like that over at his house. Just the regular Xbox, we'd play Halo. Star Wars Battlefront, seriously. Star Wars Battlefront's pretty sick. Noah loved that. Halo, yeah. And I remember that first Halo game I was actually pretty good at. I remember I would compete with Mark and his son, and I think you would always win. But Halo Master Chief Collection on Steam, get it. I have it. I got it. I just haven't played it. I think it's dirt cheap on Steam for the summer sale. I think the summer sale's over because just the 2 of us, or that game that is about 2 people and you got to play with another person. That's not on sale anymore either. So I think the summer sale might be over if I'm mistaken. We can play through the campaign, co-op via online. Really? You can co-op through the campaign on Halo online? There's so many things. My wife's never going to see me again. She has been pretty gracious with me. I've been able to kind of play online a ton lately. And she kind of wants me to build up this community on Twitch because it's a good opportunity to kind of encourage people spiritually too. So I was thinking about doing that. I've been meeting for work, but great seeing and hearing you preach again. Hit me up sometime. Nate, great to see you on here, man. I'll be on here. If you subscribe, it'll tell you when I'm on. You can always come and hang out with me. I'll be playing video games from here on out. You were playing with Steph over the weekend, Jamie? Interesting. Okay. Well, you know what? I need you to come over, Jamie, anyways, to look at so that I can kind of get the options so that it's easier for people to stream this. And I know we hang out all the time now, but come chill with us tonight. Going to stream around 7:30 p.m. tonight. I'll try to log in, Jamie. But Nate, thanks for following me, man. I'll try to log in at that point, but I just don't know where I'll be. It's a Friday night, 7:30. Noah will try to do the same. Chris will be there. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm gonna probably get to work. I gotta prep for Monday night. Oh, you didn't let me know. No pressure on Monday night if you don't want to be here. I know it's random. You don't know any of the kids, but you would know Noah. And I just, as a way to kind of get involved, since there's an open door, we need leaders bad. We need you, Allie. We need your mom. I mean, it's crazy, the leaders we need. But we'll figure out. We'll talk. Awesome. Tuesday works. We also need to go to Shabu Shabu. I need to take it to Shabu Shabu. I don't know. I gotta find King Shabu Shabu in our area. It may not be that great. I've only been there once. It was good, but it was. I love you too, bud. It was. I don't know. We'll see. I'll find a good Shabu Shabu place. I'm gonna hop on Warzone. Yeah, you are. Noah's gonna get on Warzone 10:10 before your parkour stuff this afternoon, and then soccer and skating and all that stuff. So anyways, love you guys. I'm actually going to go too. Let's continue talking. If you guys obviously follow, if you go join my Discord, let me just share real quick my Discord so we can talk on Discord. Nate, if you're still on here, I don't think you are, but you can find me on Discord. My Discord is Fourth Life, Here, I'll just write it in. My Discord is Fourth Life, not with a Y, but hashtag 646047. Why is that not right? 6047. Yeah, find me on there. And then I'll invite you guys to our Shermer High, and we can talk because I'm an 80s nerd. So, but yeah, Josh, if you are on Discord, I think I'll invite you to Shermer High, and we can actually talk on a channel while we play. If you want to try to play Star Wars Squadrons when you get that, if it was just gifted to you, dude, it would be so much fun to play with you on that. We could try to set it up sometime at night. So, anyways, love you guys. I'm gonna end this stream, and we'll keep talking. Josh, that would be amazing to talk to you. Anyways, I won't nerd out. Jamie, we'll talk. Nate, good to see you on here. Noah, I love you. He's probably already lost in Warzone. Kenny, let's keep talking. Maybe we can get some lunch here pretty soon. You froze on my end trying to watch in the backyard where Wi-Fi is spotty. Yeah, Kenny lost me. So anyways, love you guys.